I want to say Kal Halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahweh Shai, who is the liberator, the savior of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, spoken about in the holy and divine scriptures, the Bible, and also the Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. He is the savior of them. I also like to give peace and salutation to the elders and to the brothers that push this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And I like to give a big shalom to the whole family of Israel. Right. Today I'm coming to you with a probably a little quick lesson on the importance of fasting. Right, because fasting is extremely important. As we're about to get in these scriptures, we're gonna show how important fasting is. And we're going to get a couple accounts of some very powerful individuals in the scriptures fasting and praying, right? Or really just fasting, showing how important it is. But the first one I'm going to start off with is Matthew chapter 17 and verse 21. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. So, to give you a little background on this story, the disciples were trying to cast a certain demon out of this individual, and they couldn't do it. Right? They didn't understand why can't we cast this demon out, right? So Yahweh Shai, he had to let them know, because this specific demon doesn't come out but by prayer and by fasting. So it's certain demons that you're not going to be able to get out of you but by praying and fasting. You might come into this truth and you might be good on not eating pork. You might be good on wearing your fringes. You might be good on not sleeping with another man's wife. You might be good on these things, but you might like smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might like doing that. Or you might like, let me see. You might be struggling with getting a lineup. You just love getting lineups. Or you might be struggling with, whatever sin or whatever demon you struggling with, right? Different brothers got different demons that they struggle with, right? Well, some demons are not going to go out, but by praying, by fasting, right? So, fasting is extremely important, because some demons are not going to even leave except but by prayer and by fasting, right? So that just right there shows how important fasting definitely is, right? But let's get another account of a powerful brother of fasting, right? 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 27. It says, in weariness and painfulness, in watching often, in hunger and thirst, in fasting often, in cold and nakedness. So this is Paul right here, right? And he says in fasting often. So this brother was fasting often, and Paul was a powerful brother. Paul was getting revelations that he couldn't even speak about. You know what I'm saying? Getting brought up into the into the spiritual realm and things like that. Most High was showing him all types of things, man. He was dealing with Paul, right? But Paul right here says he was fasting often. You see what I'm saying? So this is a powerful brother, and we need to be learning from these brothers in the scriptures that the Most High was dealing with, because the same way the Most High was dealing with them, he'll be dealing with us as well, Lord willing. You see what I'm saying? But one of the things this brother was doing was fasting often, right? Because he understood the importance of fasting, because fasting sometimes will open up revelations to you, right? So fasting is extremely important, right? And I just want to put this out here. You might fast for a day. Sometimes you might only need to fast for a day to get whatever it is. Fasting is not always to get demons away either. You might want a revelation from the Most High God. You might be asking him a question or begging him for something or whatever. In righteousness, that is. You're not begging him for no wicked ass shit. We want to be begging him for something that's righteous, something that's holy, something that's right? Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't be begging the Most High for something wicked, right? Because he's not going to answer your prayers, right? But sometimes when you fasting, you might fast for a day. You might fast from food. You might fast from social media. You might fast from your phone. You know what I'm saying? You might fast from sex. Being real. It's a lot of things that you might fast from, right? depending on what the Most High put on. You might fast from all them things combined, right? So fasting is not always just I didn't eat for this period of time, but you might have, like I say, fasted from sex or something like that, or fasted from your phone for a period of time, or fasted for social media for a period of time, right? So it's also different types of fast as well too. And these certain particular fasts, sometimes I'll give you revelation. So I'm gonna get a brother that got extreme revelations from the Most High, brother Ezra. And if you have not read the book of Ezra, I advise all of you to read the book of Ezra. It's one of my favorite books. And because the Most High was dealing with him, but Ezra was doing something all the time during the Most High dealing with him. And this is what he was doing. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, and so I fasted 7 days. So this brother Ezra, he fasted for 7 days, man. 7 days. But guess what else he was doing when he was fasting? Mourning and weeping. So while he was fasting, he wasn't just not eating, but he was crying and pleading to the Most High God. Or crying and pleading because of the condition that his people was in, because they was in captivity at this time. He was sad about this, right? Like as Uriel, the angel commanded me, and after 7 days, so it was that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me, and my soul recovered in the spirit of understanding, Salakia, and I began to talk with the Most High. You see that? So after he fasted, he started to begin to start talking with the Most High, man. Ain't that a beautiful thing? But he continued to keep fasting. Ezra just didn't fast at one time. Let's see how many times he fasted, right? Let's get another account of him fasting. Salakia. Where is it at? We're going to get 35. Watch this. Here's another account where he fasted. This says 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 35. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks, which he told me. So altogether, he had fasted for 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks. But guess what? As he's doing these fasts, the Most High God is revealing him and giving these revelations and stuff like that. And man, look, Most High was dealing with Ezra so much. Show y'all something. He was dealing with Ezra so much that Ezra, let me just get it. Where is it at? So watch this. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 40. I took it and drank, and when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory, and my mouth was open and shut no more. Right? So watch this. I just want to kind of get to the point. Yeah, watch this. So verse 42, the highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night. Look, they getting visions from the Most High that were told, which they knew not. And they said 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate. But watch what Ezra did. As for Ezra, what he do? As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. You see that? You see that? Man, this brother fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He ain't eating nothing for 40 days and 40 nights. And he getting revelation from the Most High God. He was getting the law. Right? Look at this in verse 44. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. So they getting mass revelations because of the importance of fasting, man. Fasting sometimes it open doors for you. That's why fasting is so important. It opens doors for you. Fasting coupled with praying, coupled with alms, all these things are beautiful. And I'm going to get a scripture on that. It's one of my favorite scriptures right here. This is the book of Tobit, chapter 12. We're going to start at verse 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting. What was Yahushua talking about? That demon didn't come out but by prayer and fasting. So what is book of Tobit saying? Prayer is good with fasting, and alms as well is a good thing, right? Alms is separate from tithes. Giving, you might give to the poor. You might give to a certain body or organization that's pushing this truth or something like that. And righteousness and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Bro, those things coupled together are beautiful. A little with righteousness is better than, that was the point though, right? Prayer is good with fasting. Fasting is extremely important. And the people in the Bible knew how important praying and fasting was. Let's go to an account of one of the most powerful men in the scriptures, right? The perfect, a man after God's own heart, Salakia. Let me find it right quick. What am I looking for? Second Samuel? Salakia, let me see. This might be it. Yeah. This is exactly what I'm looking for. All praise be to the Most High. Look at this. This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 12. So to get the gist of what's going on here, David slept with Uriah's wife, the Hittite, right? So he committed adultery, right? So David already knew that he went off. The prophet gonna come and pretty much let him know. He already knew that he went off, right? So let's see what David did to plead to the Most High for what had happened. Look at this. Because I don't want to read the whole story. You can go read the whole read the story if you want to. I just want to get to the gist because this lesson is about fasting, right? Listen to this. Second Samuel chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted and went in and laid all night up on the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. It says, and it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died. It says, and the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But look at this. It says, verse 19, and when David saw that his servant whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. So David already knew what was going on, right? But do y'all see what David did when he went the fuck off? He went the hell off. And what did David do? He fasted, right? Because he understands that the Most High is merciful. So he's fasting because maybe the Most High have mercy on him and won't kill his son, right? That's why he's doing this, because he understands the power of fasting. Fasting is extremely important. Revelations were given through brothers fasting. Demons were taken out of people through fasting and through praying, right? Sometime when Israel went off in the scriptures, they hold all of Israel or those specific Israelites would fast, right? The nation of Israel would fast, man. It's a mandatory fast, the Day of Atonement, for all of Israel to fast, right? But sometimes Israel would fast, not even on the Day of Atonement. They just might do a nation fast, right? Maybe because they were sorry of what they did, or they wanted the Most High to help them in a battle or something like that, or you know what I'm saying, to comfort them, right? Because they understand how merciful the Most High is during fasting, right? When you fasting, you're afflicting your body, you're afflicting your soul, right? You see what I'm saying? It's showing how much you want the Most High God to hear your prayers or whatever that's going on, right? When you rid your body of your pleasures and your wants, because that's what fasting really is. It's not pleasing your appetite. Let me keep reading. David said unto his servant, is the child dead? And they said, he is. Then David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself and changed his apparel and came into the house of Yahweh and worshiped. So the Most High, David didn't get mad at the Most High because David knew he had went out. What the hell he gonna get mad at the Most High for when he knew it went out? But watch this. Then came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat. But watch this. Verse 21. Then said his servants unto him, what thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive, but when the child was dead, thou didst rise and eat bread. But watch what verse 22 said. Watch what a man after God's own heart says. You got to really listen to this and pay attention to this, because this is extremely important. And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. Same thing that Ezra was doing, right? For I said, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me that the child may live? He was looking for grace, favor from the Most High. And he knew that the Most High might have favor on him by fasting and by praying. Now, in this instance, in this case, his child ended up dying, but he understood that through fasting and praying, the Most High might have grace upon him. So if you're looking for grace from the Most High, fasting, right? Also coupled with praying and alms and stuff too. But y'all see how powerful fasting and praying is within the scriptures, right? Because he was looking for grace from the Most High, and he understood that fasting and praying might get him that grace, right? So, man, I wasn't trying to be too long. I know this was an extremely short lesson, but it's actually extremely powerful as well. So if you're going through some things in your life, man, you going through demons, you looking for revelation, you looking for the Most High to answer your prayers or whatever you're going through in your life, man. Consider fasting and praying. Like I said, if it ain't, you could do it's all types of fasts you can do, man. You could do a social media fast. You could do a only drink water fast. You could do a fruit fast where you only eat fruit. Salakia. You can do where you only eat fruit. You can do one where let me see some other ones. You can do some, where you don't watch TV for a while. You can do some where you take a break from your phone. You can do it for days. You could do it for a day. You can do it for 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Most High puts on your heart to do, as long as it's in truth and sincerity, right? You see what I'm saying? But these things helps, and the men and the women of these scriptures understood this. And this is why they were fasting and they were praying, because they were looking for grace from the Most High. So if you're looking for grace, favor from the Most High, or mercy from the Most High, then you should also take these things into consideration and fast and pray. But like I said, I wasn't trying for this lesson to be very long or anything like that. I just want to do a little quick lesson. I hope that the lesson was edifying to Israel. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.